Hi folks, it's Chris in Arena Studio Landing Crew. Welcome to episode 4 of the songwriting course. Today we're going to be chatting about chord progressions and the most common ones and how you can utilize them in your songs. First of all, remember hashtag Arena Studio Crew, that's what it's all about, and you can keep tabs on everything. So today, if you remember, we were working in the key of C major, which gave us C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, the relative minor of A minor, B diminished, and back to C. And we labelled those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those chords. Okay, so how we work with some basic chord progressions is pretty straightforward. We pick a number, which is probably going to be the tonic chord, which is going to be the first one, which is the C. And a classic one is a 1, 6, 4, 5. So when we say a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression, that means basically the 1 is the first chord, the 6 is going to be the A minor, because we go C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. So we're having a C, an A minor, and then the 4 chord is going to be the F major. And the 5th chord is going to be the G major. So that's a very, very common chord progression, which sounds like this. 1, 4, 5. So again, A minor, 6th chord, F major, which is your 4 chord, and G major, which is your 5 chord. See how it wants to resolve back to that tonic chord, that first chord. Well, we're going to be talking about cadences in a couple of lessons down the line. So that's like a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression. Now again, if you remember, we actually spiced them up in lesson 3, didn't we, where we put the 7th chord. So again, we could play a C major, an A minor 7, F major 7, and then a G7. So again, you've got those luxuries of your major and your minor chords, and also your major 7th and your minor 7th chords. If you've not checked that lesson out, then I would go back and just have a little refresher over that. You can pull all these up at any time you want, and if you do forget anything, and watch them time and time again, which is pretty cool as well. Because you need to, I think, to help to push forward your songwriting skills. So another classic one is a 1, 4, 5, 4. So again, using this same formula, a 1, a 4, a 5, and a 4. So here's your 1, 4, 5. So see how they all start to sound familiar, these? You've heard these on a million records, and there's a reason why, because they work. That's the most important thing, is that they work. Again, what could you do with that? C major 7, 1, F major 7, G7, F major 7. And I'll go back to the original form. Here we go. So see how swapping between the majors and the 7ths and etc., adding the 7th chords in, makes a big difference to them. It creates a different flavour in your audio productions, in your songs. Again, another classic one, as I'm just reading a few out, and I'm going to put them all on here somewhere, so you should have a list there now that you can practice and go through and use them in your own productions. That's the idea of this, is chord progressions tend to be pretty standard, and it's highly unlikely, dare I say this, that you will get a copyright strike on a chord progression, because there's only so many chords, as we now know by running these last few lessons. There's only so many chords that we can use, so there's a combination that is going to crop up on lots of songs. So don't fear that, just try and put your spin and your little bit of variety in there. So again, another famous one is a 6, 4, 1, 5. So a 6 means we're going to be A minor, F major, C major, and a G is your 5th chord. So again, 6, 4, 1, 5. 6, 4, 1, 5. So again, 6 chord A minor, 4 chord F major, 1 chord C major, and 5 chord G major. So this is all well and good having these, and you'll think, this is great, it sounds like this, sounds like that. Well, obviously, when you add into your songwriting structure the elements of tempo, you know, if I did that song slowly, 6, F for your 4 chord, and your 5 chords, you know, you're changing the vibe, the feel of the track. Again, if you went quicker, so again, you can utilize these, and sometimes I find a specific chord progression determines the style of song. You know, the same as a lyric will determine the type of the song, which we will be touching on, not next lesson, the lesson after, because next week we're going to be touching on how we arrange our song with these chord structures and these patterns, and we create an introduction and the verses and the bridges and the choruses. And I've got a few little tips and tricks that are going to have a big impact on that for you, which again follows formulas which most people don't realise. They just throw a cluster of chords together and then they wonder why the songs don't quite happen and why they don't quite work. Well, I'm going to talk you through that next week, and that's going to make a big difference again. And then we're going to be looking at the cadences, how we resolve to certain chords from chord progressions, and then we'll be looking at lyrics, how to write your lyrics. There's certain tips and tricks that I utilize and grab from everyday walks of life, and we'll go through all that, and that's going to you know, influence you, how you create all your phrases and your words, and words that actually work and mean something. Okay, so we'll be touching on all those, but going back to this other chord progression, one of the most popular ones is a get a load of this. I've got to read this out because there's a lot of chords in this. It's a 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. So again, it's a 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5, which is going to give us a C major as the 1 chord. The 5th chord is the G major. Oh dear. The 6th chord is the A minor. The 3 is the E minor. The 4 is the F. The 1 is the C, and the 4 is the F, and the 5 is the G. Now, when I play that now, there's a very famous piece of music called Pachelbel's Canon, and those are the chords for that, and that follows that chord progression of a 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. Now, a lot of times it's in the key of D, but because we're working in C, we're going to do Pachelbel's Canon-ish in C, which would be this. So that was a cadence, how we ended that, and I'll talk about the various cadences as we... is it cadences or cadenci? I don't know, but we'll come to that in a couple of weeks, like I say. So you've got a nice little chart of chord progressions there, which you need to sort of get familiar with, memorize them, have a play with them, swap them with your major 7th and your dominant 7th chords for your G, you know, your 5th chord. Varying tempos, try all that type of stuff, because again, very soon we'll be recording some chord progressions, and then we'll be putting some melody over the top, like I say, and we'll explain how all this works, and you'll see how we get to an end result, and I'm sure you're going to love it because it's going to unlock a lot of things for you. So keep supporting, give us a thumbs up and all that on the pages. You know, you can check me on my Instas and my socials. Just search Arena Studio and you'll come across me. Thanks for sticking around and watching and supporting everything that's going on here. It's an absolute pleasure to do all these for you, and it's great that I'm getting some great comments back from everybody as well, so I really do appreciate it, and it makes my job worthwhile. And we're all in this together, aren't we? We're all in this for the love of music. We just want to get more creative and better and be able to make more lovely songs and tunes for us to remember and be joyful for the rest of our lives too. All right. Okay, so thanks very much, and I'll see you next week with the structure in and the arrangements of the songs, and we're going to take that one a little stage further as well, and we'll see how we go. Okay, thanks a lot. See you. Bye.